Hey, Rowan here. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about philosophy and what it means in your personal life, and a little brief overview of philosophy. A lot of people like to think of philosophy as old men in beards talking about irrelevant stuff that will never pertain to their lives, and that is indeed false. Everything you do reflects your own personal philosophy. And in modern days, philosophers are in fact downgraded. I mean, there are tons of jokes about people who work at McDonald's being philosophers, and people with philosophy degrees really have no place in the job market. But if you go back to 100, maybe 200 years ago, philosophers were at the top of the totem pole. So history and philosophy go hand in hand. The ideals of history, from the Crusades to the barbaric tribes to the Spanish Inquisition, all played a role within philosophy. And so today, I really want to inspire you guys to take a deeper delve within philosophy and give you guys a little rundown of what philosophy is and what it really means. We can really trace philosophy back to Thales of Greece. Right? He was considered to be the father of Western philosophy. Now, he is a pre-Socratic philosopher, which means he's before Socrates. And he had a very primitive philosophy, but it really opened the door up for a lot of people to ask questions. And that's a lot of what philosophy is asking questions. But there's more to philosophy than just pondering the universe. And when we talk about these things, these are philosophical topics, usually seen today as deep topics, topics that a lot of people don't delve into. They don't meditate on this kind of stuff. But the thing about philosophy is that you don't just meditate on it, you act on this meditation. If you perceive that life has no meaning, you gotta act like life has no meaning. If you don't act like life has no meaning, then do you really believe that? If you act like the ultimate goal in life is just to have fun, then you gotta act like that. And even if you do believe that, that is a philosophy. That's called hedonism. And so there are a few branches within philosophy. A few notable ones that I think is very necessary for you to know is philosophical logic. All right, this is really what concerns with questions of identity, truth, quantification, existence. It's logic in a philosophical. So you got to start with a precept, a presupposition, right? There's no such thing as logic without a presupposition. So you could presuppose something, and from that you can have a logical channel through which you gain certain aspects. There's epistemology, which also deals with knowledge, the theory of knowledge, justification, rationality, right? Where you can get what you know, how you know it, and what you don't know, and how do we know what we know? How do we know that life is an illusion? It's not just something that's arbitrary. Metaphysics, it comes from the Greek word that means together, literally after physics. It studies with being, becoming, existence. Where did this all come from? Where is it going? Is everything moving? What is motion? Is motion really impossible? I mean, these are things that philosophers have actually thought of in the past. And now, metaphysics is really deep stuff, and it's not something for an introduction to philosophy, to a guy who's just getting into philosophy, dive into metaphysics, but it is something worthy of studying. There's also ethics. What is the right decision to make in certain aspects? What is wrong? What is right? How do we get good? Is there ultimate truth? Is there ultimate goodness? There's aesthetics. What is beauty? What is art? Is art truth? Is art the absence of truth? That's where you say, hey, that looks nice. Why does it look nice? How is a Pollock different from a Rembrandt? So in essence, we all have a philosophy, and with what I plan to do in the upcoming videos is really dive into what philosophies do people hold, how does that impact their lives, and how you can live that philosophy out. Not all philosophies are perfect, do take into consideration, and some philosophies have holes within them, and I plan on going through these holes and seeing really what is it. All right, I'm not going to go through every single branch of philosophy and every single philosophical ideal, but I plan on going over some really important ones and some ones that just don't hold up. And I hope that you guys can learn something and really use this as an opportunity to study this for yourself. That's really all I have for today. It's a brief. That's all that philosophy really is. In essence, is your mindset. I mean, it's just existence, knowledge, values, reason, mind, and language. And then there's some fundamentals and some so on and so forth, and I plan on diving into that. If you really want to get into philosophy and have an introduction and guide to philosophy, I really suggest reading R.C. Sproul's Consequence of Ideas. That goes through the history of philosophy and how the ideas of philosophy really shape the world. Thanks for watching. We're going to have more videos coming up.